Hello again, everyone. I am Gary Gatto, and welcome to P1 Broadcasting coverage of Week 6, Round 6 of Season 1 of 2025 with an IndyCar Oval Series Tuesday night top split with another booming strength of field race coming at you. A 51-63 on the menu here, coming to you from the home of Joliet Jake in Joliet, Illinois. We're at CHICAGOLAND Speedway. And home of 4 of the top 10 closest IndyCar finishes in all of IndyCar history happened right here at this track for real. So we expect a little bit of the same today, but we're kind of hearing that it might be a bit of a plow fest out there for some of these guys. But it's looking like a good night of racing. Nevertheless, joining me in the broadcast booth is Justin Patschauer and Luis Gonzalez Nunez. Welcome, gentlemen. Welcome to CHICAGOLAND.
Oh, thanks. After having a fun time in Silent Hill for the 24 hours of Daytona, in Daytona for the 24 hours of Daytona, it's actually nice to be back up in the booth and not suffering from excessive amounts of jet lag and lack of sleep, if you will. But yeah, from what you said, it's a number of the drivers have said it's going to be a plow fest. It's going to be interesting to see who can manage the dirty air the best they can, as well as managing their tires, because this is an old surface. It's rough, bumpy. You can run basically all over the track, low, middle, high. And from what we've heard, the track temperature it's not hot Atlanta hot, but it's scorching hot.
It's up there.
I think they said it was 121 degrees. So
yes,
it's is. So it's going to be interesting to see how this race plays out.
78 degrees ambient, 121 degrees on the track temperature. Luis, what do you think about so far tonight? We're watching right now Pinheiro make his lap for qualification. Tracy did currently on the pole provisionally with a 2:18.9.
So glad to see a Pinheiro round again on the. I think it's gonna be currently every single.
There he goes.
Is gonna be over here now. It's a pole position for him. Yesterday I came to check some software I have from you gave me to me, and I went to the one of the lower speed SOF, and the people get struggle a lot with the old tires. So we expect that also it's hot. It's actually you said 121 in 22 now, so it's 50 Celsius in track for the people who not understand Fahrenheit. So it's gonna be hard and hard for everyone, especially when it beat it in green flag.
All right, and we are getting lined up to go racing. Malechka snuck in there at the very end to beat out Pinheiro. So two of the best starting at the front once again, waiting for the field to load in. But with tonight's starting lineup, go ahead, Mr. Patschauer. We will cue up the music, and you can get right on into it.
Running on the pole with an average speed of 216 miles an hour, or in real terms, as me and Luis would say, 347.62 kilometers an hour. It's the king, Robert Malechka. Starting next to him, Adriano Pinheiro. Starting in third, it'll be Trace Shadid. Fourth, Tanner Richards. And rounding up the top 5, good friend of the show, it's Clendy, Kyle Glenworth. Starting 6th, Adriano Faporti. 7th will be Dave Mitchell. 8th will be PDF, Pablo Diaz-Francis. 9th, Bruno Romanzini. And rounding up the top 10, Logan Edwards. Gary?
Starting back in row 6, we hear these drivers revving these engines up on the grid right now. Tony Pizarro not loaded in yet, but he'll be on the grid shortly. Right next to him, Josh Ward. Back in row 7, it is Estrada and Allen. Row 8, Collins and Olden Slow Murphy back in that 16th spot. I'm sure he will move forward. Wetz and Castro in row 9. Davis and Taylor in row 10. And that is it. Just a 20-car field here for this split.
I guarantee you we probably would have had at least a few more cars, but like I said, I think with everybody that has run the 24 hours of Daytona, they're still trying to catch up on this thing called a decent sleep schedule.
And I think we did outpole trucks at Chicago, or at Streets of Chicago. So I do think we outpolled them, though. So that's good. That's normally our barometer about how well we're recruiting for the night. We do have a number of drivers making their first start here in the series that we could see, just not by recognizing their names. Jeremy Davis, I believe, making his first start. Welcome. I believe we have a couple other drivers here making their first start in a while, so welcome. Good to have you back. But that is the lineup coming at you down the arched backstretch here at Chicagoland Speedway. And sorry, we got the track B-roll going on here. I hate that track B-roll. I don't want to use it anymore.
Field coming into view, nicely aligned here. A couple stragglers in the middle of the pack there. But enough of that. Here we go from Chicago. Good start there by Robert Malechka as he takes off towards turn number 1. A couple cars already getting still side by side here. But it's going to be interesting to see with that dirty air already starting to pick up as they come off of turn number 2 and down the backstretch. And I think we got trouble.
No, I saw Jeremy Close, Andres Castro, and Chris. Sorry, I thought it's going to be Angelo over there, but it's okay.
Nice clean start as they come off of turn 4 here and down the front straightaway here to complete the first of 80 laps tonight. So I think we're going to get probably a pit stop around maybe 50, 55 is what I'm guessing here. But that also, of course, depends on using the available tools that you have in your car. You got the front, rear ARB as well as the fuel map, and I think a number of these guys are going to be on fuel map 3 for much of the race. But when they get close to the end of the race, crank that to full rich, map 1, and go like hell.
Clindy fastest that time around. He just set the purple lap, but right now it is Robert Malechka, Clindy, Pinero, top 3, Tanner Richards slotting in 4th, Tracy in 5th. Mitchell 6th, PDF in 7th, Fraporti 8th, Pizarro 9th, Edwards 10th. That's your top 10 starting off this race. Lap 3, now lap 4.
Thought we almost about to have a wreck there coming off of turn 4 in the middle of the pack here. Right around 12th and 15th, that was Antonio Estrada that got a little too close coming off of turn 4. Almost bounced off the wall, had to correct it just a little bit, almost went into another car. But looking here at 14th place of Andre Castro in car number 3, he's getting a little too aggressive there going through 3 and 4 there. He had a huge run on Josh Ward, but now Castro goes to the outside to try and get it. And he gets almost pushed a bit of the wall there.
Ward was about ready to give him the old Brazilian slide and thought better of it at the last second and actually lifted a little bit. That cost him momentum. That gives Castro the position, but whoa, it was getting close there, boys.
Yeah, a little too close for comfort there, but at least you have a little bit of breathing room because, like you said, the one thing about Chicagoland Speedway, it's not a straight line backstretch. It's a curved backstretch to give it a little bit of a unique feel. That was, of course, in the design plans when this track was built, not just by Tony George, but also in cooperation with ISC. That's now a part of NASCAR. Back in 2000.
Back up front, it is Clindy who's managed to get around Robert Malechka. He has the lead. Malechka 2nd. Richards now 3rd. Pinero settled back in the 4th. Gracia did still running in 5th. Pablo Diaz-Francis 6th. Mitchell 7th. Let's watch from PDF's point of view here. A lap around Chicagoland Speedway, and we'll show you that arched backstretch here. There you see the arch. It does not go in a straight line.
You would think it, from your visual standpoint, that when you're coming off of turn 2, even at speed, it looks like it's a straight line, but when you start going down the backstretch and you realize, oh, the wall's curving out just a little bit.
Edwards on the high side of Fraporti. There's a battle as now the high side starting to come in as the good of these tires are starting to wear off already, especially with the high track temperature. Pizarro down low under Mitchell.
He's trying to get a good run there, but It's going to be interesting to see how he comes off of the corner there. He stays right in line with Mitchell's up on the high side there. Also a couple of, at least 4 more cars in front of that high line there. Seems like the high line's going to be the place to be for much of the race here. Mainly just to try and ease a little bit of that dirty air.
Castro in the wall, and he is sideways at the start-finish line, and he punches out immediately.
Well,
saw that one coming. I saw that one coming, and the director got his camera on that one well before it happened.
And I think Romancini makes some comment 2 laps before the pass about how Castro is going too violent over there. So, yeah, kind of unfortunate for him.
And Romancini now back at 11th after that little scare. Let him get back up to speed. We are lap 12 of 80. Thanks for joining us. And if you have not done so already, make sure you do donate to our 2025 broadcast fund. Link is in the description, and also subscribe to the channel and ring the bell. Back up front, it is Clindy, Molechka, Richards. Not much has changed up there.
Yeah, the usual suspects taking over on the front right there is not surprising to say the least. But these guys are the best at what they do here. They know their way around not just the car, but around the track as well.
The track record here for IndyCar set back in 2003 by our good friend Richie Hearn with a speed of 223.1. The career wins leaders here at Chicagoland Motor Speedway is Sam Hornish, Dan Weldon, and Dario Franchitti each have 2 W's here. And as I mentioned at the start of the broadcast, 4 of the top 10 closest IndyCar finishes in history have all been here at Chicagoland Speedway, including 3 of the top 4. Closest battle on the racetrack right there, watching Pablo Diaz-Francis and Tony Pizarro. Let's bring up the points as we come into today. There they are. It is Molechka, your leader. Pablo Diaz-Francis second. Clindy third. Pizarro is fourth. Quilla not in the lineup today in fifth. He'll be in one of the later splits later tonight. Pinero sixth. Collins seventh. Shadid eighth. Richards ninth. Fortson in 10th. Just about every one of those names you see in the top 10 in today's race. That is your top 20 in the IndyCar Oval Series iRacing standings. Coming to the halfway point of the season. Next race for us is Richmond. So we're doing 2 short tracks this season. Started off at Iowa, then going to Richmond next week. So watching this battle between PDF and Pizarro. And now joining the battle is Dave Mitchell in 8th. A little bit further back, Jacob Collins is now in pursuit of Josh Ward. In order to make this split today, you needed to have a 4,100 I rating. At least a 4,100 I rating. So we appreciate everyone for showing up. Especially with those big I ratings that they have and showing up to the race and giving us another 5,000 strength of field. That is our 4th race in a row where we had a 5K. Pretty impressive.
Yeah, saying what it started the season is 4K. Over the 5K, sorry.
Jeremy Davis and Taylor in a close proximity battle right now. We do need to get a different livery for Davis, though. That Red Bull IndyCar livery has a bit of a joke tied to it. But if he needs an IndyCar one, there's plenty of them out there on Trading Places. And there goes Taylor on around him.
Don't choose what is it, this guy?
Larson?
Yeah.
Kyle Larson? Oh,
Yeah.
Ooh, he almost ended up in the attenuator. got a big run off of Taylor going into 1 and 2. Yeah, I think it's generally universal that the most least liked liveries that you see in an IndyCar race on a fixed level is the Larson livery and the Red Bull livery.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, back up front, Glindy's still your leader. Right behind him is Robert Malechka. Right behind him is Tanner, as they are now, the three of these guys kind of starting to pull away. In fact, let's go ahead and look at the gaps back to that fourth place battle. So they're about a 0.4 of a second from breaking the draft on Pinero.
Almost 2-second gap separation between the leader and fourth place. That's one thing you can do here. If you know how to essentially take advantage of the old two-car tandem that they used to have in NASCAR, you can somewhat get away with it here in IndyCar at Chicagoland, but you have to know where the car is going to be good for it to actually work. Ooh.
Track temperature up to 124 degrees. No wonder we're not getting any passing right now. You can't pass. Taylor's going to make a good run of it at Josh Ward down low. Taylor's allowing the car to work on the bottom.
Did you check what is Clendy doing? So with that temperature very high, he can use the apron. And you know what is happening when you use the apron with the high temperature. So the car is can lose in there. And it's going again.
And he's going right down to the grass.
He's pretty confident with the car now.
And I got to remember that there is banking there. That when he comes off the front stretch onto the apron, there's a little bit of a bump there, and so it's not a very smooth transition.
Yeah, but if you also look right here right in between where Robert Malechka is, Tanner Richards is also losing the draft just a little bit because the tires are starting to wear off. Yep. As he's running, essentially, as you said, the Larson line up against the wall there for a little bit, but not a lot, just a little bit. He's trying to keep a little bit of momentum, but he's trying as best he can, and it's falling back to where it's starting to be used against him.
Taylor to the inside of Josh Ward in 3 and 4. This is a battle for 12th. Taylor down to the apron, not going to the apron. He's going to stick to the white line. Ward comes down, gives him the dirty air going into 1. Taylor stays up high. Ward down low. This time Taylor, with the big run down the backstretch. He's going to recoup and regroup. Closest battle on the racetrack now is a little bit further forward. Logan Edwards and Roman Zini.
Taylor with the run. Now he's got it here. He's going to go to the inside of Josh Ward as they go towards turn number 1.
Going to clear him.
Yep,
he's going to clear him. Yep, and he slides right up and gives him the dirty air. And keeps it off the wall as he slid up just to the precipice of it, but keeps it off. And the Mad Works entry now move him up to 12th. Josh Ward, the defending vote of Indy Oval Series champion. He is now back to 13th. Logan Edwards and Roman Zini. Edwards gets around Roman Zini for Porty now looking on the low side underneath Roman Zini. Let's see if the mailman sends it once more on his countryman for Porty, Roman Zini into 3 and 4.
It's not going to be enough.
No, not that time. We'll have to regroup. We're about 10 laps away from earliest pit stops. We know drivers can get to the halfway mark. If they want to stop there, they can.
We also were watching Matt Taylor a little bit ago, and he was blinking.
Ooh.
Now, he is in Club Carolina, and I'm wondering with all that snow that's happening in the Deep South, I wonder if he's getting hit by snow.
Yeah, the infrastructure down south is being gnarled a little bit tonight with extreme cold weather. Actually, the extreme cold weather is actually north. It's trapped in the north. It's the snow. They're just getting dumped on it. I guess 8-9 inches in New Orleans today.
Yeah,
a new record. Yeah,
a record that has stood. They had a previous record of 8 so inches that stood since the 1890s.
And see PDF's giving the slide job on Dave Mitchell.
Hey, at least you'll get to say you got to see snow happen in Nolens, especially in the French Quarter.
It was snowing down in Pensacola, Florida today.
Mobile, Alabama, you name it. Oh my!
It was
God,
snowing. It was snowing in Montgomery, Alabama today. Mobile, yep, down on the Gulf. Some interesting weather down in the southeast of the United States today. And if you're in the Midwest, you're just trapped in this big Arctic bubble. Thanks to Luis Gonzalez Nunez and all those people up in Canada for sending it down here.
Minus 14 today, so
yeah, you want to know how cold it was early this morning here in Vegas?
No.
How about minus 5 degrees Celsius?
Oof.
Yeah, we got the little bit. We caught the back end of the Alberta Clipper, as it's called.
35 of. Go ahead.
Vatican is 6.8 Fahrenheit.
Yeah.
That's
it is
cool.
-2 right now in just north of Indianapolis. That is straight up temperature. -2. But in the virtual world, here are your temperature. 125 now. Track temperature comes up another degree. 79 degrees ambient here in the virtual world. Clindy, Malechka, they have pulled away. Pinero getting around Richards. So now it's a two-way battle, really, for the lead as they have broken away from second and third and fourth. Go ahead.
We got a battle here, bro. We got 4 cars under a blanket. We got Logan Edwards,
You're on it.
Bruno Romanzini, Matt Taylor, and Adriano Faporti. Romanzini and Edwards were throwing haymakers. And now we get the word Matt Taylor is going in. So these drivers are starting to feel the pressure. So far, so good in terms of on-track action, so to say. Even with the hot track temperature, passing is possible. You just got to time it right.
Scheduled stop for Matt Taylor. Should be his only stop of the day. This should get him to the end, hopefully. Up on the jacks, new set of tires, full tank of fuel. Also, here comes PDF. We'll get the camera on him next as he tries to slow down. We don't want the camera on him. We want the camera on him. There we go. As he comes down to his stall on pit road for his scheduled stop. Remember, they do have tire limits here in the fixed series. 3 sets of tires, 1 in the car, 2 in the pits. So they are going to one of those fresh sets right now, and they have a set for later. Caution, caution, caution. And I don't know who's Wets. Wets. It must be Wets. I'm showing him out.
What?
And I'm not sure what happened, so I'm trying to get that. There he is. Okay.
Do you remember what I told you about the apron? Oh, he
Yeah.
took the apron.
Oh,
Did he hook the apron? Again, trying to see what
Oh,
happened.
he stopped the wall off of turn 4. He bounced off of it and broke the suspension.
Trying
Yes,
to
indeed. He hooked the apron just a little bit.
This might be right here. I went back maybe a little bit too far in time. But this is going to bring everyone to pit road anyway, so we'll see here. Hopefully this is it here. I think it is Wets that where the issue happened.
Yes, it was.
Here he comes.
38,
Off of
30. Just a
Yeah.
little bit
Yep.
of a push.
Yep,
A
that's
little
what
bit
it
of
was.
understeer and bang.
And then as the car right, what's going on? And then it goes to the apron and then loses the back end and spins out there as he's in that Takuma Sato, I believe. That's the old Takuma Sato livery. And he punches out immediately, so really quick on him, but still caution comes out. But on pit road, everyone's stopping right here.
So the big loser, Pablo, he came when...
Yes, he was on pit road when it happened, yeah.
And now it's 18.
But he's staying out, and
Taylor
he
as
will
well.
get the waiver. Both of them will get the waiver round. Clindy and Malechka come off pit road as the leaders again. So Clindy, Malechka, Pinero, Richards, Pizarro, Shadid, Mitchell, Edwards, Romanzini for Porty, your top 10. So they will rejoin the field, and in front of them will be PDF and Taylor. Taylor and PDF will get the wave around right before we go green. The good news is they're on the lead lap. The bad news is they have to come all the way through the field in order to get back up to the lead. 42 of 80. We are right here at the halfway point. Thanks for joining us, everybody. I hope you are having a warm night wherever you are. If you enjoy P1's coverage of the iRacing IndyCar Oval Series Tuesday night top split and respect the stream, please do us a solid. If you're unable to donate to the broadcast, the best next thing you could do is support us by subscribing. And while you're at it, don't forget to smash like to help the algorithm and to ring the bell so you don't miss out on future P1 iRacing broadcasts, including tomorrow night. It's our Wednesday night concurrent doubleheader, 8 p.m. will be Mark Murphy and Clindy, or actually, that won't be Clindy, it'll be Mark Murphy and Ryan Eric King calling the action at the Horizon IndyCar Series round 2 of their inaugural season at Homestead. And then at 8:20, Stevie and I, we will be calling the action for the Formula Indy Series first oval track of the season, expecting about 35 cars in the lineup for Texas Motor Speedway. And that will be at 8:20 tomorrow. So we got a concurrent doubleheader. You can bring one up in one window, one up in the other window. Watch them both at the same time if you like. That is tomorrow night here on P1. Coming the green flag, go ahead.
Do you think make a Porsche Cup in Texas? This is pretty crazy.
I did see some people in the FIS and their Discord server saying, yeah, let's do the Porsche Cup on the oval. I don't think that the admins are going to do that, though.
I got a better idea. Let's get the GTPs.
Oh.
Got to talk to the FIS guys about rescheduling that. Here we go. Coming to lap 44. Green flag in the air. Clindy, your leader. Malichka second. Pinero third.
Already, these guys are just starting to snake around the track as they go through as they go through turn 1 and 2. Down the backstretch here, we got at least well, there was a side-by-side row, and then they backed out of it. As you can see, everybody, well, now they're going back to side-by-side going through the corners, but when they get to the straightaway here, they're going to have to find a way to get single file, but right now it's not working for Jeremy Davis there.
Oh, Pinero down low underneath the Lechka.
Three-way battle here between PDF, Matt Taylor, and I believe that is James Allen's too close there for PDF. Almost washed up into James Allen. They played it smart. They backed out of it. No harm, no foul as they come off of turn number 4.
Malechka managed to hold on to that position after that battle with Pinero. Pinero goes to the top now.
Estrada hit the door.
Yeah, that's what I saw on Josh Ward.
Ward shut the door. Antonio Estrada, they were going into turn 3 there. Estrada had to back out of it, and I can guarantee he's probably going, dude, what the hell are you doing?
Clindy, purple lap, leading. Pinero down low on Malechka. He might get this position here if he can follow Clindy on through, but the high side still too much power right now. Clindy down to the apron. Who?
Pablo hit the wall and turned 3. So now more probably for him.
No, that was actually that was turn 2. That wasn't turn 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a solid hit there.
All right, we're not going to go back in time to watch that one, but we will focus in on the battle for the lead. Logan Edwards and Fraporti side by side at the start-finish line. Logan Edwards doing a pretty good job. He's the lowest. He has the lowest I rating in this group, and he's the 20th car. But he is currently up in the top 10 right now. So showing guys with more I rating than he is how it's done here on the oval. There's Fraporti getting up into the gray. Pinero purple lap that time by. And then we got a battle back between Pinero and Robert Malechka again.
We're starting to get battles all over the place now because we got Ward and Antonio Estrada side by side down the backstretch as they get ready to go into turn 3. Antonio Estrada just washes up just a little bit, gets caught up in dirty air, has a little bit of understeer. He's hugging that bottom as best he can. Still side by side as they come down the front stretch here, but that's also helping Jacob Collins as they get ready to go through turn number 1.
Collins will more than likely follow in the footsteps of Estrada, their teammates. They're going to try to give each other lots of room here when they do get close to one another. So you're not going to see Collins kind of shoot the middle here, which some drivers might do. Collins going to stick pretty close.
Antonio Estrada got a little bit of oversteer as he came off of turn 4 there. There is a little bit of a bump coming off of turn 4 if you're not careful. And that's what happened now. He's got understeered. He almost washed up into Matt Taylor.
Move Taylor up another position. He's up 6 for this race. But remember, he had to restart at the tail end of the field. So he has moved up quite a bit already just on that alone. Your biggest mover of the day right now is Jeremy Davis. We can give him all the grief there in that Red Bull car, but he is up 8 spots at the moment, followed by Pizarro up 6 spots, and Taylor up 6 spots.
I think he's trying to channel his inner Max, Super Max.
Max. Once I see Max on an oval, I'll, but if he keeps giving you the same excuse that all the other Formula One drivers, ovals are too dangerous.
I saw maybe 4 years ago, 5 years ago, he with Lando was in the Indy Fixer, from a long time ago, in one of the seasons of Homestead Miami, around maybe 5 p.m., 6 p.m. and Eastern time. So they're pretty good.
Well, in a virtual sense, they're good. I want to see him on an oval for real.
Yeah, maybe it's going to come in soon for Indy 500. Why not?
We'll see.
We'll
we know it's not going to be Ricardo. Ricardo just doesn't have the testicular fortitude for it. Maybe that's why he's not a driver anymore. Anyways.
No, but believe it or not, I have seen Max Verstappen run the CFX trucks at Talladega. He can get a little wild, but he knows how to put on one hell of a show. I'll say that.
I'm sure he does. I just love to see him in the real sense. I mean, they're like, oh, that's too dangerous. Well, that's what rookie orientation is for. They act like that you jump into an IndyCar and you got to know everything right off the bat. And that's just not how IndyCar works. There is something called rookie orientation that will allow them to come up to speed in a safe way. And if they don't pass rookie orientation, or if they get into rookie orientation and they find out this isn't for them, then that's when you make a decision that I don't want to do it. But you can't sit there and look at it and go, oh, I cannot possibly do that. That's too dangerous. And for that just spits in the face of a number of Formula One drivers that did it and did it successfully.
Fernando Alonso did, and he's too old to come in here and try to do something like going and Indianapolis almost.
I think Fernando could come back and do it.
He's got 2 of the 3 Triple Crown, and he's talked about wanting to get the Triple Crown for a while. As Jacob Collins is throwing haymakers with Jeremy Davis. Davis almost gets up off the wall there, has to essentially correct it just a little too much, but he makes it safe. And Collins is going to run on the bottom there and clear Jeremy Davis. So move Davis up to move Collins, up to
P11. 11th, and Davis back to 12th. But that battle's not over with yet. That is the next closest battle on the racetrack. Right now, Bruno Romanzini and Logan Edwards. Go ahead.
Do you know what the key, if it's Max is coming to Indianapolis, is when the Red Bull is not fighting for the championship? Because Indianapolis is the same day as Monaco. Mm-hmm. So, one race
I'm going to
missing.
correct you on that.
I think they changed it, didn't they, on the schedule, didn't they?
Yeah, I think after this year or next year, they're going to push it off of Memorial Day weekend, which, I'm going to be honest, ticks me off to go in.
Well, the thing is, if he's not fighting for something Red Bull, it could be allowed to Max to come in North America and do that stuff. Who knows?
I mean, Red Bull did have a presence in IndyCar at one point.
Yep. In fact, Red Bull cars did run here when the Indy Racing League did come here. That was Thomas Schechner and also Buddy Rice and Eddie Cheever, yeah.
Yeah.
Or as some would call Eddie Cheever, Eddie Underachiever.
Yeah. He won an Indy 500. It's one more you got. One more than I got.
Yeah, but at least I didn't take the Indy 500 winning car and destroy the living hell out of it at Dover.
Well, sometimes you don't have a choice being a team owner. But Romanzini getting around Edwards. Move Romanzini up to 9th. Now, the Indy 500 winning pole car in 96 that still holds the track record ended up upside down at Las Vegas. So,
with plenty on the wall, almost close on the wall with Maleshka.
Oh, here we go. Oh, slice across the front. 64 of 80.
Wow.
I think these two are just having fun with each other right now.
22 laps on these set of tires, and the snake begins to happen down the curved backstretch. Into the battle picture now also is Pinero. And but he's having a hard time. It looks like the third car in this battle is just, oh, wow. I tell you what, Robert does not need to allow, if he gets a run on him, does not need to allow Clindy back up. If both of them going down there to the apron, he's going to have a run on the high side, and he might actually be clear into 3. He is on the high side pass.
The moment he make the pass, I think it's going to be a kind of difficult for Clendy to coach. I hope it's not coming now, Adriano, to make the move. So, yeah, it's going to be hard for Clendy to find it again on the front.
Tanner Richards, about half a lap ago, came off of turn 4 and just, he kissed the wall with the right rear tire. He scraped the Firestone Firehawk lettering off.
And that'll make you adjust your line the next time by.
Hey, at least it's not as bad as Nashville.
And then a battle now between Richards and Pizarro.
Pinero, I think he clipped the apron there, got a tad bit too much understeer, and had to correct it.
Oh, dirty air.
Nice for Clendy. Nice one.
Clendy back up to second. But now with that little issue that is now squared away, no pun intended, Tanner Richards is now catching the draft of Adriano Pinero, and I think he's going to try and work with Adriano Pinero to get back up towards the front, where Clendy and them are just battling hard as best they can without trying to wreck each other.
I ate my words. Ooh, that's close. It's gonna eat my words because I said Clendy is gonna get a little bit difficult to catch Maleshka. Now it's again on the battle, but it's gonna get problems over there. Okay, that's
do not underestimate Clendy. You give him a challenge, he will accept it.
There you see on the low side, going through 3 and 4. We're watching over his shoulder, down to the apron, back up, hitting the bump there into 1 and 2. There's Malechka. We'll get onto his camera on the high side. Malechka, whoa, keeps it off the wall.
The interval of the line, 6 1/1000ths of a second.
Clendy goes down the 4th gear to try to keep those revs high.
Oh. Did Malechka get the wall just a little bit?
Yes.
Oh,
Clendy. Whoa.
That's going to allow Adriano Pinero up a turn 2, down the backstretch to get by Clendy. Adriano Pinero now has Robert Malechka in his sights as they go through 3 and 4 here. Malechka sees that Pinero is coming. He's trying to make that charge. I don't know if it's going to be enough because here comes Pinero. He goes high, gets the door slammed shut right in his face. Gets close up to the wall, loses a little bit of momentum. Malechka, he's starting to mirror drive just a little bit, but I don't know if that's going to be enough because you also have to factor in Clenworth. He's using the draft as best he can. He's also going to use that clean air as they go through 3 and 4 here.
2 former Warriors for Peace IndyCar Series champions in the ERL Elite Racing League at the front of the pack here. The defending ERL champion right there in P2 and a former champion in P1 and 3-time Indy 500 winner on the ERL, Robert Malechka.
There he goes. Pinero goes to the bottom there. He gets the run. Not going to be enough. The bumps going through 3 and 4 there, especially with that tunnel. are upsetting the car just a little bit, and it's throwing so much more, a ton of dirty air up in front of him. Clinton now has the run, gets caught up in dirty air, almost. Oh, I think he clipped the wall just a little bit. He did clip it?
Yeah, he clipped.
Oh, that's going to stall his momentum out just a little bit. But still, the battle up front is heating up between Adriano Pinero and Robert Malechka. Pinero tries to go low, not going to be enough. Malechka sees what he's going to do. Malechka goes back up towards the wall, throws a ton of dirty air on Adriano Pinero. It slams the door shut on him again as they go down the backstretch.
That one little bit of hesitation there by Pinero. Now 0.3 of a second, now 0.4 of a second up to Malechka. And then now he gets a little bit of breakaway from P2 and P3 as they start to battle. 5 laps to go here.
If Pinero and Clendy can actually work together, they will pull Robert Malechka.
Clendy power slide off the corner.
If Pinero can find a way to outsmart and outwit, I should say, Robert Malechka, this is going to be a fantastic photo finish here at Chicagoland. Right now, Pinero is mirroring on the straightaway Robert Malechka as they go through turns 1 and 2 here. Correction. Down the back straightaway, he's just snaking his way down the straightaways here. But this time, Pinero will go to the high side. Malechka will stay down low. He will move back up almost into the line of Pinero to throw a little bit of dirty air on him. But Pinero says, try me. I will try and find a way to get around.
Well, you want to see try me. Here's Tanner Richards trying for third with Clendy in the closing stages of this race.
Yeah, Tanner Richards with a good run down the backstretch.
Caution, race is over.
Jeremy
Davis in the Red Bull car.
With the Taylor and Josh Ward.
Ward going down to the apron. We're going to see this here. What happened?
This sandwich on him.
He slides a little bit, and then Ward comes up. Boom, boom. And side checks Davis into Taylor. Taylor looks to be okay, but Davis is done, and this race is done.
I really agree with the. I really agree with Coker. I said race of the season. That is the race of the season for now.
He had such a good chance of having a photo finish here.
Yeah, well, it's going to be kind of a photo finish, but under caution, as we're going to finish this race just in this order. The field is frozen, as Malechka is going to get the win, as we are on the white flag lap. Even though we are under caution, Pinero will be second. Clendy, I tell you what, Clendy might be breathing a sigh of relief, and we'll talk to him in the interview. I think his tires were gone, and I think Richards was going to probably get that position, or at least hound him to the point that it would have made a very difficult third place for Clendy. Richards fourth. We will see him on the podium one of these days. He's been more and more of these top split races, and as I say, iron sharpens iron in this series. We will see him one of these days on that interview. Dave Mitchell, very quietly, go back to him. Mitch in fifth there, so good run for him. He got around Tony Pizarro, who is sitting there in the points championship, and he's up 5 spots. He's going to finish 6th. Tracia did 7th. For Porty, he sends it up to 8th. Romanzini 9th, and Edwards in 10th. But once again, another 5K strength of field dub is going to go to this guy, Robert Malechka, the third. King Robert, another week, another win here in the IndyCar Oval Series, padding that points lead he has in this championship. Robert Malechka with the win today at Chicagoland from the pole. And And there you see Robert Lechko with the win. Pinero second, Clindy third, Richards fourth. Mitchell Pizarro, Shadid for Porty, Roman, Zini, and Edwards. We mentioned the top 10 already. Jacob Collins comes home 11th. Ward 12th after an adventuresome finish there. Taylor 12th. Tony Ostrada, the 14 car, finishes 14th. Murph not really played a role at all today. I think he was just kind of biding his time there toward the end and just wasn't close enough. But comes home 15th. Davis 16th. Pablo Diaz-Francis 17th. Allen 18th. Wetz 19th. And Castro in 20th. Just loading up some replays here so we can get into the interview room.
That was pretty good race, to be honest. I'm more excited on the front. Maresca did something you always see around and it's good. I never expected they use the apron to defend it.
We don't see him do it often. We don't see him do it often. We'll talk to him about it. But he was using all the racetrack and everything in his availability to hold off Pinero. And Pinero is one of the best out there, really. So you got to do what you got to do, and the rules allow it.
They allow it on iRacing, but not in real life.
No. All right, let's clear off some graphics here and get in Clindy into the interview booth. And here he is, all ready to go. And joining us here is Kyle Glenworth, finishing third today. And I was making an observation there toward the end, right before the caution came out, that Richards looks like he had a good beat on you. Are you happy that caution came out to get the third place? Because with your tires spent, you're kind of falling back, it looks like, a little bit there.
Yeah, I tried way too hard to beat people who were better than me. And it's very sobering to try 110% and get punished for it.
Mm-hmm.
Driving, this is my home track, and I put all my guts in my race car today, and it wasn't enough. I really wanted this one, Kerry.
I hear you.
I really wanted this one.
Feel ya. Well, you didn't let anyone down here. You gave a champion's effort. P3 here today. We feel your pain and the agony of defeat here.
I just tried too hard, right? If I would have just been chill and been cool, or if I had been mean, right, and blocked Rob that whole last run, he wouldn't have had anything for me. When I got back by him the first time, I thought maybe he had spent his stuff, but I just gave him too much room one too many times, and then Adriano put himself in there too, and those are the best two guys on the surface, and to go toe-to-toe with them for 80 laps and only get beat because you tried too hard, it means a lot.
Well, we feel gutted for you.
Let me tell you something. You did good. Really good. You did something. You fight as a champion, and you did really good today. You don't need to be ashamed to something you didn't win today. You did really good, and you really almost be at the equal level that these two guys win many things. So really, congratulations. To be honest, you did pretty good. You don't need to be nothing else.
I know.
And really,
I know.
Nothing else.
Thank you, LGN. It's I just spent that whole race trying not to get excited and not think about all the people who put me here and who support me. So thank you very much to Shane Coker, the Vote of the Racing League, believing in me and putting himself on the side of my car. Thank you to my cousin Craig Segerman of Segerman Farms. Thank you to my family back home who watches. And I'm sorry I couldn't bring it home, but I'm just gonna work harder and I'm gonna be faster, and I'm gonna queue better, and I'm gonna win one of these titles. I know I can do it. I know I can do it.
We feel you. We know you can do it. We always have faith in you. And we generally feel pain when everyone else feels pain. So I don't think you have the sky's the limit for you. So keep your head up. And I know you're going to do it. And I think everyone here on the broadcast and in chat knows that just a matter of time.
Thanks, Gary. I'll be more chipper next time when I'm on the mic. Thanks for believing in me, everybody. And I am proud of what I did today. I'm just upset that it wasn't enough, but it just gives me motivation to try harder next time.
We love you, man. Keep your head high, man.
Thanks, y'all.
Thank you.
Let's go, my man.
Yeah, that's a little heartbreaking there to see our good pal suffering. But
remember me when I lost the Indy 500 for fuel and half a lap to win the race, and the guy on the back to me, I'm 10 seconds behind, said, "Oh, good win, Luis." And then turn 3, I out of fuel. So that's what's like, oh my god, that's why I feel the pain there.
Yep, it's the joy of winning and then the agony of defeat. The ABC Wide World of Sports intro really says it all. Yeah, former IndyCar on TV announcer for the 500 for many years. Pinero's not going to join us, but if he does send us a message, we will read that out for everybody. But Pinero, great run for him. But we will bring up Robert Malechka and bring him up in now. Robert, a gutted Clindy, he gave it everything he got to hold you off and to get this win. And then it looks like you were just as equal, holding off and giving everything you got to Pinero. You're racing two of the best up there. Everything to your at your disposal, even going down to the apron. We rarely see you go down to the apron, if at all. And today was one of those days where you just had to do it. But talk about your race. I mean, everybody, emotions are high. Everyone was up on the wheel today.
Yeah, it was. I knew kind of going in, based from what people were saying, that it was a pretty good tire wear race, and the bottom wasn't really preferred. So I think most people in that race have done at least one this week, and so they kind of know what to expect, what the car does over the long run. So that first stint, I kind of took it pretty easy. Didn't really. I mean, I guess if I keep the lead, it's good, right? But I wasn't really worried if I didn't, because I really wanted to learn what the car does over 45, 50 laps there. And so I was kind of just riding around, trying different combos of tools, seeing what they did behind Kyle. And yeah, I kind of figured something that worked about 30 laps in, and started kind of kept saving the right front as much as I could until lap 40 or so. Then I kind of started pushing, and then right when I started pushing, that caution came out. So that kind of messed up my plans. And then, yeah, after that, I think only caution basically of the day, it seemed like. It just rode around, kind of stayed patient, knew it'd be hard to pass with fresh tires, so I let the tires heat up and let the kind of top come to its own. And yeah, I think I told myself I'm going to go with between 20 and 22 to go, and which I did. And I had a good battle with Kyle there, kind of learning really what the bottom did for the first time that whole race. And got enough of a gap with Kyle where I could kind of control him and Adriano. Yeah, I was able to kind of slowly eke out a gap, and it got close at times, but I was able to kind of move the car around and give them enough dirty air to the point where I'm not crashing them, but they're not able to get that close to me.
Shout outs, any friends, family, sponsors you want to say hi to on this? This was definitely a hard-earned victory for you. There was nothing easy going on out there, so I'm sure you got some people that you want to thank for this win today.
I mean, I did. This is, I think, the first race in a while where I've had no one in a Discord call with me, so kind of me, myself, and I out there. But
how is the sound of silence when you race? Do you have an inner monologue that's talking to you at all?
I was throwing an absolute rager. I was bumping to EDM and house music the whole time, so I was having a great time by myself.
All right. Well, congratulations on the win. You are the still the series points leader. Another big strength of field here today. A 5.2 today? Is that what we came up with 5.2. So it's going to be pretty rewarding for you in the championship halfway through and heading to second short track of the season. We start with Iowa, and then we also go to Richmond this season. So 2 of the ultra short tracks for the Indy cars this season. But we'll see you then. But thanks for being here, and thanks for getting the recruiting out for these big strength of fields. This is a 4th 5K or better strength of field race we've done in a row. So people that you know in the community that you're helping organize are bringing their A game here on Tuesdays.
Yeah, I mean, it's great to see, right? I mean, just like last year or two. I mean, we would have a 5K maybe once a season. Mm-hmm. And to kind of string 4 of these together kind of shows how the quality of the field that's starting to become. And yeah, it's just really good to see some crazy SOFs recently.
Yeah, it was 4,100, I think, was the lowest just to cash in for this race. So, yeah, 4,100 for some splits might be the top driver, but not today. That was just to get into this one. So again, thanks for the organization and the community representation, and we will catch you at the next one, sir, when we head to Richmond.
Yep. Thanks, guys. Take care.
Yeah, gentlemen. Little bit of a different interview today. Just really seeing how everyone was up on the wheel and how much that these races mean to these individuals, especially when they bring a 5K strength of field into the mix here.
Yeah, especially it hits you especially hard when it's your hometown track.
Yeah,
I've been there before. I've gotten close to winning at my hometown track, but still saying goes, there are some places where you just get absolutely snake bitten with luck, especially your hometown track. When you tried to win in front of the hometown crowd for years and you just come up short.
Yeah, my hometown track is Indianapolis, so it's the biggest race for the biggest highs and the absolute lowest of lows. Final thoughts from you, LGN. And again, this was really turned out to be quite a powerful race.
Yeah, before that, I sent it to when Pinheiro said to you.
Okay. I will. Okay. I will read that right now. Pinheiro says, and we'll get the on his car here. We'll show his stats of the day. There he is, and he did he lead some laps? Let's see if he led some laps. Yeah, he led 1. Good evening, friends. It's a pleasure to be here and to write a few words. I want to congratulate Rob on his victory and Kyle on his 3rd place. At the beginning of the race, I preferred to save fuel and tires at the beginning, and halfway through the fuel, I started to push the pace. I overtook Tanner and would have really tried to catch Kyle and Rob, but they were both at an impressive pace. The yellow came out, and I knew that the fight for the lead was going to be very good. Rob was very smart. He preserved his tires a little bit better and managed to attack and overtake Kyle. I warmed up the tires a lot. The fight with Kyle was great, and at the end, I don't think I could have attacked Rob anymore in the last laps. That is it, and then he wishes everyone to have a great night. So a true champ right here in Adriano Pinheiro. Good words, and it pretty much sums up exactly kind of what second and first place went through tonight, guys.
That's something that when he tried to do. So he's coming on the back, on the front, and then when at the end of the race, Clendy and Robert, they fight it, but they don't have the draft to put the tires to the limit. So good for Pinheiro. He have a finish over there, and to say the people like this war, the sim racing war. It's make this like it's happened to Clendy today. So very good race for him, and for sure it's coming maybe soon. I already took me maybe a lot to match a lot to win one of the top split. I remember it was Demerit, was Maleska, Pinheiro, and Indianapolis, and was a really good sensation. So it's taking a lot. So like I said, he did good job today, but he fighted like a champion today. So he don't need to be like a worry about nothing. and they just keep fighting. So that's what he needs to do.
Yeah, and it just, we talk about this, sometimes it is a game, but the effort we put into these things sometimes...
and the time.
Yeah, and the time. There's a lot of investment otherwise that is made into these things, so we all feel the pain. And again, he put everything into that race, and I think he'll just be much better for it on the other side. Well, let's get on out of here. Give everyone back their Tuesday nights. That's it for tonight. Once again, your podium from Chicagoland. Robert Malechka with another win here in the series. Pinero comes home second, and Clindy with a hard-fought third is your podium. Join us again next week for round 7, week 7 of season 1 of 2025 of the IndyCar Oval Series Tuesday night top split as we head to our second short oval of the season, Richmond Raceway. Coverage begins around 7:15 p.m. Eastern Time. Again, it's 7:15 p.m. Eastern. As always, for the correct broadcast time in your area, you can find everything right here on YouTube at youtube.com/@P1 Broadcasting. Hey, we love bringing these races to you, but they're not easy and require time and money to produce. Because of your generosity and donations, we've been able to bring you IndyCar Oval action nearly sponsor-free. If you share our passion for the sport of IndyCar and enjoyed our coverage of the IndyCar Oval Series Tuesday night top split, please take time to visit our GoFundMe page. The link is in the description, and donate to our 2025 broadcast fund. We realize times are tough, so any contribution would be greatly appreciated, and we thank you for watching and making us part of your Tuesday evenings each and every week. Now, we've also qualified the channel for super chats and to allow super thanks. So you can click those buttons and send your donations to us that way at the bottom of your chat window screen there. Just click that, send your donation, and we would greatly appreciate it. Now, as you know, the YouTube algorithm game is not an easy one, so please help support P1 with a weekly grind. Leave a comment below. Let us know your thought of tonight's race. And if you enjoyed tonight's coverage, support us by smashing like in the video. If you're new, click subscribe, and while you're at it, hit the bell for weekly reminders to us out more of P1's other iRacing programming, including our Wednesday night IndyCar concurrent doubleheader starting at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time with Murphy and Ryan Eric King calling the action for round 2 of the inaugural season of the Horizon IndyCar Series at Homestead, and myself and Stevie Larkham calling the action for Texas Motor Speedway for round 3 of season 7 of the Formula Indy Series starting at 8:20 p.m. It's a big night of exciting, high-banked IndyCar Oval racing action here on P1. You won't want to miss it. Track cams for this race are provided by Whiplash Sim Cams. Get the most out of your iRacing experience with Whiplash Sim Cams. To learn more about Whiplash, like them on Facebook, follow them on Twitter and Instagram, or X we now call it. Links are in the description. For business inquiries to learn more about P1 and what we do, like us on Facebook, follow us on X and Instagram, and you can follow all of our socials at Linktree, or check them out in the description. So, for Justin Petschauer, Luis Gonzalez Nunez, everyone here at P1, I'm Gary Gatso saying to all good night and thanks for watching, and to all of our men and women serving in the military and as first responders, Godspeed, God bless, and come home safe. Catch us again right here next week in Richmond for the next race of the IndyCar Oval Series Tuesday night top split on P1. Good night.